following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Well, check this out, Cowboy Nation. Look who they let host on Wednesday. It's me. Yeah, let's get into it. And, hey, another edition of Mick Shots. You are in the Taj Mahal of football here in the SWBC Mortgage Studios here at the Star in Frisco, home of your Dallas Cowboys. And they are out on the practice field right now getting ready for the Detroit Lions. And look who decided to come to work today. My Shea Butter brother is in the building. What's going on, Everson Walls? A Super Bowl champion is here, and the guy that the show is named after. We couldn't do it without you, Mick. How you doing, man? You look like you dressed for a funeral.
I'm good.
You look
I
nice.
was dressed for TV.
Okay. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
How you short, man?
Is that custom made, baby?
No.
What size jacket is this?
It ain't off the rack.
It ain't off the rack. It ain't off the rack.
It ain't off the rack.
I wish that was the truth. Probably 42 short.
42 short.
Yeah.
I won't even tell you my jacket is.
Oh, man.
That's all good. Hey,
I don't shop at the big man store.
Hey, I will tell you who do.
Do they have a short man store?
No, they don't.
They just cut the sleeves off.
See, another form of discrimination. Right?
No, they don't.
Never
what you
thought
talking
about
about?
that.
We were just talking about
Never
it.
thought
That's
about
what you
that.
talking
That's
about.
good stuff.
Don't do that. Another form of discrimination, Mick. You just quit
I'm
it.
with Mick on that one. They need a short man.
Y'all know when I get my opportunity to host a show, before we get into it and get involved, I'm going to ask, how are you? How are you sincerely? How's your mentals? How are you on this fine, beautiful day today?
You know, I was telling someone the other day just how blessed I am to have family and friends.
Yeah.
No matter what happens in my life. I can fuss all I want, but I got family and friends, and it makes everything smooth out till another day.
I know that's right. Mm-hmm. Mick, how about you?
I feel rushed, but I'm here.
Rushed?
Rushed.
Because you were late. Yeah. Almost late.
I wasn't
Almost
late. I was
Almost.
there in the press conference that I was late for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you learn anything in the press conference that you hustled down?
I probably missed the best parts on who was going to play and who might not play. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing, judging from yesterday's practice and this injury report I have, Tyler Guyton's probably out.
Again? Wow. Okay.
If it was a high ankle sprain, then those things don't just heal in a week.
Do they? Well, is that what it is?
And that's what it supposedly is.
Okay.
Although they just got ankle, but now he'll have, 10 days between now and the next game. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's ready there. I thought Nate Thomas did a decent job. But you hate going on a road against a team like this with Aiden Hutchinson can just line up wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? And so I'm sure he'll be looking for Nate Thomas. But he did a decent job these last couple games. Jadeveon Clowney, who has really come into his own these last few games. He still hasn't practiced. I may have to take a look out there. He's been doing rehab for a hamstring. You know, previously they had listed him as a neck limited. Now it's a hamstring.
Hey, when you're his age, man, there's a lot of stuff hurt.
A lot of stuff, right? And you know, it probably took him a little bit longer to, get with it. No training camp.
Get his rhythm.
No off
Get
season.
his rhythm down. His steps down.
No
footwork
preseason. And, he just came off the couch. And he sort of admitted, we were just chit-chatting with him about, I feel like myself now. It took a while, and maybe a little bit longer. But this last game, his line, I think I read it off the other day, tied for the team lead with 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for losses.
They're a monster.
A couple pressures. Maybe even had a pass defensed or something. So anyway, they need him out there. And by the way, no coincidence, I think he started the last 3 games. So, but he didn't play. The key thing was He did all what I just told you, and he only played 29 snaps.
Wow.
So 44% of the snaps.
That's pretty damn efficient,
Right?
right?
Yeah. That's some participation,
Yeah.
right? So anyway, yeah, and maybe it has something to do with the middle starting to create pressure.
Of course it is.
And then,
Of course it
you
is.
can't double team everybody, right?
No.
Right.
So, yeah. So anyway, I didn't hear what he was going to do. When we go out on the break, I'll see if he's with Britt or if he's actually practicing. But other than that, everybody that has something is listed as limited, and I would think they're good to go. And I think, from what I understand, Trayvon Diggs scored yesterday.
That's where I
he
want to go.
did the day before.
I want to talk about the guy that's been in your doghouse since this
That's
summer.
right. That's right.
And I want to know about his opportunity to get out of your doghouse with a stellar performance on Thursday. If he does have an opportunity.
If he gives the opportunity.
Gets the opportunity to play.
Right.
And Coach Schottenheimer talked about, Jerry was talking about this morning on 105.3 The Fan about him having a good week of practice.
Yeah, and this was his first week of practice. So that they started his 21-day practice deal.
So
and
is this a ramp-up thing?
he looked like he was getting snaps yesterday. Now, we don't get to watch the whole practice, right?
But he was
participating in the individual drills. Team
drills?
I don't know about team, but they listed it as limited. So I'm guessing he didn't take every snap when they went team. But looking at him move in the individual drills, not only was he moving well, he was acting like he was part of the team, which I thought was a really big step.
Body language says a lot.
Yes. And he was, kind of hopping. He was sort of moving to the music. And I said, okay, maybe he's getting it now. So that would be an addition to the rotation at the cornerback spot. I don't know that after, has it been 6-7 weeks, something?
It's been
like
about
that.
6, yeah. It's been about, yeah.
I don't know that
it was 4 on IR for sure.
For sure.
And then he had a week before that.
And he played and he had a week. He didn't play, then he played, and then he didn't play, and then they put him on IR after the concussion, the home accident, or whatever it was.
We'll just do this.
So he hasn't played yet. But not everybody's watching on the website, right? Air quotes. And so he hasn't played in a while, but, at least, if they can get him out there in nickel situations where he can play outside and Bland can go inside. And then you got your choice of Revel or Kalen Carson, who's back practicing. So that's encouraging. And so now, and I'm going to write about this for tomorrow. This is like a remade defense if you look at it. They got guys that were starting that are no longer here.
Yeah.
Right? Kyer Elam, I bet he started 8 games, right?
Yes.
Damone Clark was a starting linebacker to start the season. He's not here. And Mozzie Smith's not here. These guys were starting.
Yeah.
So,
you talked about this defense being revamped with the guys that we're going to get back from IR. And I guess no one could have predicted that we'd have been able to make the trade that we made for Quinnen Williams. But when you think about it, when you look at it on paper, basically the names from week 1 to where we are right now, it's completely different and a complete revamped defense. And, oh, by the way, you get your safeties back also, which has completely remade everything on the back half.
This is not just promise. It's happened. It's happening. They're playing. They're coming through for us. The proof is in the pudding, so to speak. So to watch this team play the way they're playing and come together in such a short amount of time with all of these different influxes of different players and players leaving, as you talked about, this is pretty exciting time for the Dallas Cowboys.
I got to ask you guys, we got to get into these Detroit Lions because – Mickey, you've covered this team, and obviously with all the football that you've played, have you ever seen a team like the Detroit Lions when Dan Campbell, when he took over? They're not a winning franchise. And through their general manager, brother from HBCU, great general manager, but their ownership has righted the ship. They have had some great draft picks. They can't keep coordinators because I guess that's the telltale sign of a great team.
That's right.
Because they're poaching your coaches.
Yes.
Right. But the one thing that still remains about them in their DNA of being a physical football team,
yes.
Is there anything about them, the way that they are made, that you envy or you look at it and say, I like that and I wish we had a little bit of that in us?
I would have said that around 3-4 weeks ago, yeah. Right now, I don't envy any team.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Goodness.
The things that we're doing, especially after this last game, which, by the way, is one of the best games I've ever seen the Cowboys play, period.
Right.
Because of the situation, because Kansas City just does not lose in this type of situation. And they came in here ready to go back home with a victory. And I'm pretty sure they were cocky enough to think that this is a done deal. And for us to take a punch and throw some back and knock them out the way we did, no, I don't envy any team right now. I think we are being envied. The pundits hate to say it, but they have to. Ooh, you got to say the Cowboys.
Right.
Hottest team in the NFL.
Right. Yeah, and they say it with a question mark, like, huh? You know what I mean? And so
the octave is high at the hottest team in the NFL.
NFL, you know. And so that's the kind of thing I like about this team. Unfortunately, you know, a very unfortunate incident brought them together. But whatever the reason, they are true to it. This is not fake. These guys are really together out there. And I think that's what Trayvon saw as he was coming back into the fold. Like, man, this ain't the team that I thought was about to tank. You know, we're making all these moves. It's not going to make any sense. All of a sudden, he's thinking, wow, I want to be a part of this.
I better hurry up and get back into
Yes,
this.
right. And, you know, I'm sure that he's always had the confidence that he can play and do whatever he's got to do. But I'm pretty sure his attitude from 4 weeks ago is totally different from what it is right now.
Like when they're doing stretch and he does it with the team.
Yeah, that'd be
instead
nice.
Of over there with Micah over to the side. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. And
No, it
might
does.
not.
In
But
this room,
just,
it does.
Just
Yeah.
from a team standpoint, be part of it, right? Be here in the off season.
And he's a introverted guy.
Yes.
He really is.
You're right.
But when he's out there on the field, he's not as introverted because now you're in your space. This is your comfort zone. And so with him, I always thought that he still played it close to the vest. It doesn't seem like that way now. You know, it seems like he's feeling it. I mean, he's really feeling it, honestly.
And I think you saw it, so we hadn't gotten your opinion on the Thanksgiving Day game. You mentioned physical. I'm going to say tough.
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference because they hung tough in that game against Kansas City. They had the lead, and you know Mahomes was going to bring them back. And they hung tough.
That's right.
And I thought that was a difference of not folding down the stretch.
When you're talking about playing against that team, that was a measuring stick for us. It was. And I still, you know, me, I kind of think like a coach as a player. Okay, what's next?
Right.
Okay, what's next? And this Detroit team is going to be another measuring stick for us because we're not playing at home.
Right.
And I always make a big deal about that because it is a big deal. That's why teams struggle on the road because for some reason not having that home crowd behind you makes a big difference. You have to be a really tough-minded team to go into a place like Detroit and not be swayed in any way and let your game work for you. I played on some teams like that, and it's a special moment. You know when it's there. I wonder if the Cowboys feel that right now, that they can actually go into Detroit, and not just because Detroit is stumbling a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, just because of who you are. Forget what they're going through right now. It's because of where we're coming from and where we are now.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have much of a home field advantage on Sunday or Thursday.
Man,
Heck
you got
no.
that red in
Right?
the fans.
No.
Oh,
That
my
kinda-
goodness.
no.
I
That
was
kind
there.
of warmed them up for what's
My
coming.
goodness,
right?
I didn't like that. After,
I did
after the anthem and the
Jeez.
home of the, what is going on around here?
And then,
It was like 50-50.
well,
Maybe.
we knew at the Q&A
Yeah.
that it was going to be
Yes.
50.
So you already knew.
We had a whole lot of, man, we had more fans there for the Q&A than we've had all season long. And so you knew it was going to be attended well.
Yeah, this and I bring up the point about Detroit because again, under Dan Campbell, what they have done is they have played a brand of football that travels with everywhere they go. The running game with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, and just the physical play style that they present. And from the beginning of the season to where the Cowboys are right now, that was something that you questioned, physicality. Yeah. And now that's a thing of the past.
And talent as well. Look at the talent that they have. You just named out certain players. We can name out some that can balance everything that you just talked about.
Yeah, and
that's what I like about it.
So from a defensive backfield standpoint, you know they have Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is questionable. We don't know if he's going to play, and that's going to be huge for them on Thursday if he can. But from a secondary standpoint, with if you can get a Trayvon Diggs back, if Deron Bland, Reddy Stewart, and company. What do you think the mentality or the scheme that you would play two dynamic wide receivers like that, also knowing that you have a pretty damn good running game to go with that?
You have to let everyone play their position. You just have to trust the guys that are back there as well. Because there are going to be some times where, okay, Carson might be lined up on Williams. He might be lined up on him. He might be lined up on Amon-Ra. And, okay, do you trust him? Can we blitz now? Should we blitz now? While you got these guys playing one-on-one, are we afraid of them? Are we afraid for our guys?
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff, that's the trust you got to have in your players right now. And after last week, that's what I like about it because we saw it, we didn't let him, but A.J. Brown had a great game against us. But yet we still won the game.
It was just him, though.
It was just him. And not only that, it wasn't him throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
When it came down to the end, he was not a factor. These are the kind of things I'm talking about. We have to make sure we stay within the team concept, but as an individual, you better prioritize. Yeah. If I'm playing against a fast receiver like that, I'm going to give him some space. Roy Green, I had to play against him. I got to give him space because he's that dynamic. But that's all I'm going to give him. I'm not going to let him be successful. You can give him space and give up those 15-yarders, 10-yarders. They might move the chains, but it ain't New York Giants.
Yeah.
It ain't Russell Wilson out there throwing deep on us, and we act like we don't know where the goal line is.
That's right.
So those are the kind of things that just to be solid, you're not going to shut a guy like that down. You're not going to shut this offense down, but you better play tough. You didn't shut down Kansas City at all. Mahomes had 4 touchdown passes. He had a hell of a game. So to me, the quarterback having a good game, that doesn't mean that we're going to lose it. That means that we just have to counter. So as you play defense, you have to understand, don't put your offense in a bad position and trust them as well to make the plays that they need to make to cover for you. Because right now this team is complementary. Yeah. That's what you call complementary. I got your back, you got mine.
Mickey, I was going to ask you about Eberflus and what you've seen from him and what you've obviously been reporting on this team and the big change that's happened in the secondary. Obviously, since Quentin Williams has come on, but there has been a change. We've been talking about zone and all of that at the beginning of the year, but he's mixing in man as well, and the change on the defense is apparent.
Well, he was trying to answer the question yesterday about why this defense has kind of pivoted, right, in the right direction. And he talked about consistency. He talked about executing. And then he finally said personnel. All right? So what's the change? Is it scheme? Is it Quentin Williams? Is it Kenny Clark being unleashed? Is it Odigizua now can do what he does because of what the other guys are doing? Is it Jadeveon Clowney, what he's doing? Is Sam Williams now played 10 games, right, or 9 games since
Sam Williams
2023
is balling,
right?
I don't know. Hey, I don't know what happened.
Is it DeMarvin?
He's like, welcome, guys.
DeMarvion Overshone on the field.
My goodness.
Right?
My goodness. My goodness.
Is it Logan Wilson on the field giving a veteran presence to the linebacker? Is it
Being where
Savon,
he's supposed to be.
Savon Revel all of a sudden, and Kalen Carson playing cornerback.
Man, well.
I mean, they're playing for guys that aren't on the team anymore. Think about what you had out there, and then everybody says, oh, and don't forget the safeties, right? Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. Hooker missed 5 games. Wilson missed 2 of those 5 also. So they were without their starting safeties out there for quite a while.
And Malik Hooker, he's doing some things. He's doing some things out there right now.
Well, he started in training camp.
Extremely aggressive.
He started in training camp with a couple hits, right, on run plays. And I made him laugh. I said, no tackling out there? Just like that. He lit somebody up, and it wasn't like Williams or Sanders. It might have been Blue or somebody else. But they've revamped that defense. He can play man if he wants to, right? He can play zone a little bit more if he wants to.
And I know I saw this, and I wonder if he made reference to it. The 5-man front.
And the 5-man front.
That is killing it. And we're still playing zone behind it.
And it's not like 3 down linemen and 2 linebackers. It's 5 down linemen.
Yes.
And you put Osa with Clark and Williams, okay, now you got a problem in the middle.
Yeah, that's 1,000
right?
pounds.
Because now everybody's man. It's
That's 1,000 pounds, man.
Because I just look back. I look back to that Carolina game when they ran all over the Cowboys. They double-teamed Clark. They double-teamed Osa. And they said, we're not worrying about anybody else. We're blowing you guys out of the middle.
Let's take a.
And
sorry.
and I was going to say, so it's changed. I don't know, the philosophy changed, but if I got better players, I become a better coach.
But guys, let's take our first break, and I'm going to coin the phrase from James Brown, the big payback. That's what this game is all about on Thursday. We'll talk more about this game versus Detroit coming up next here on Mick Shots.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
The 2026 Pro Bowl vote is open and roster is up to you. Now through December 15th, cast your ballot to send your favorite Dallas Cowboys to the Pro Bowl games in San Francisco. Don't wait. Go to probowl.com/vote today.
We are here in the SWBC Mortgage Studios for Mick Shots. Heckma Harrison, Mickey Spagnola, and Everson Walls is in the building. I was asking you guys during the break the most embarrassing Cowboys loss for you that you can remember, and I will go first. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Monday night, November 15th, 2004. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens came into Texas Stadium and beat us down. He didn't stand on the star at the 50-yard line, but he did stand on the star in the end zone, and he even ice skated. And that's how good of a game that they were having. Donovan McNabb in that game went sideline to sideline and then threw the ball almost 60 yards for a touchdown. That was one of those losses.
What year was that?
04.
04.
Yeah, 04.
Was that like the 17-second play?
It had to have been.
Like
That was
be going
it was man, I'm telling you, it was one of the worst, like sitting there witnessing. I was like, I cannot believe we are getting beat like this. Last year against Detroit, I had that same feeling. I'm like, when the hook and ladder?
Yeah.
When they hooked and laddered on us, I said, this is personal.
That's it.
This is personal.
No, Buddy wasn't coaching then, was he?
When?
Buddy, we're doing that game.
No, that was Reed.
2004?
2004, that was Andy Reid. Andy Reid and Parcells was the coach.
That only followed the Reed's first game.
Okay.
The pickle juice game.
So what about you guys? You got to tell me.
Oh, we agree on the Chicago Bears 1985, 44-0.
And that was a playoff team, by the way, with a winning record.
Yes.
85.
No, we were.
04, they were.
We did.
Bad.
Having said that, in '85,
yeah.
we did get knocked out in the first round by the Rams and Eric Dickerson. Yeah, again.
Who was the quarterback in that game?
For who?
For the Cowboys.
Gary Hogaboom.
Hogaboom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that, to me, that's a story amongst within itself. And Spags is going to disagree with me on this.
I'm trying to remember. Was it because I thought after the '84 season, they got rid of Hogaboom.
Did they?
I'm trying to give me that thing.
Yeah.
He gonna find out who it is.
Yeah, set me straight.
44. Oh.
44.
Was it in Chicago?
No.
Here.
It's
here.
Yes.
Wee.
And
Bear down Chicago Bears.
That was the team that went to the Super Bowl. That was the daunted Chicago Bears team that everyone is making the Pro Bowls and Hall of Fames on right now.
Wilbur Marshall, Richard Dent.
Because of that season, you got guys in the Hall of Fame on the defensive line for Chicago that are nothing compared to Too Tall Jones and Harvey Martin.
Yeah.
And yet that season, that one season, even though they were good players, that one season put a couple of guys in there, Steve McMichael as well.
Yeah.
It was because of that one season. That's what I believe, because they never had a team as powerful as that come along in Chicago before or since.
That was Hogaboom's last season. I couldn't remember if they had gone back to Danny White.
So it was 85, right?
85.
And it's Hogaboom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fact that you said that, I'm going with my narrative. Coaches make points. And sometimes coaches try to make a point, even at the
expense
of their careers and their career numbers. They would, I don't want to use the T word. Coaches will not put their best foot forward if they're trying to make a point with the team that he's coaching.
Okay.
At that time, we had all gone, we were done with Danny White.
And he was still starting, by the way.
Who?
Danny White, 85.
In 85.
Yeah.
He did not play in that game.
You don't think he did?
I don't think he did.
All right.
Take a look. Well, you can't. You wouldn't know because they had 0. So
didn't matter.
Here. Let me say this. We voted Hogaboom in, and Tom Davis said, "Okay, you want Hogaboom in? You take him." And he put him out there against the Dogs. That's coaching. That's what coaches do. Drew Pearson got mad at me a long time ago. He said, "Man, Tom Landry would never throw a game."
He threw him out there.
He make a point. They make a point.
Fed him.
Because as far as coach is concerned, is it this game or my reputation with my team that I have to look out for. He wanted to establish dominance as the coach on this team.
Wow.
I will go to my grave thinking that, okay, that game or not, whether it was that game or not, when he sent Hogaboom out there, he sent him out there with not much to work with. And he sat there and, like, you know how he did, he crossed his arms and let the play go. Just
to a tune of 44-0.
44-0.
Man.
Spags is going to check it out right now to see if that's correct. And they did this, I think we did the same thing with Reggie Collier. Reggie Collier may have played in that game, Spags. It may have been Reggie.
Reggie played in the final game.
86?
86.
So it was 86. He played against Chicago.
Right.
We played him twice.
So both guys played in that game. Danny was 9 of 17 for 107 yards, and Hogaboom was 6 of 22 for 60 yards and
oh my gosh,
3 interceptions.
Oh my God.
So he must have started and then got.
Oh my God. He was getting that.
Tom was over there.
That's your man.
Yeah, that's y'all's guy. That's what you want now. There he is. Now, okay.
No, it says Danny did.
Danny
start.
started.
Yeah, he's
put him out there. Put him out there. That's your guy.
Unbelievable.
Oh man.
Hey,
straighten him out.
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah, that was it.
Look, and I asked that question because, again, last season, Detroit came in with the vendetta, and it was off of the year before. It was the substitution, whatever it was, that they scored a touchdown, and it was overturned.
They were still mad about that play.
They were
they were butthurt. Oh, they were butthurt.
He's fuming.
Because they screwed it up. It was their fault.
It was their fault.
Because they tried to fake everybody out.
Don't blame us.
And they faked out the head referee, too.
I just remember thinking, if there's like the honor amongst thieves, right? With coaches, like there's universal law in football. Yeah. Like if I'm kneeling, don't bring your defense, or if I'm running the ball, that's showing that I'm not trying to even play anymore. Right. Don't run the clock up on me anymore. Dan Campbell said, "To hell with that. I am going to keep my dogs on the field for 4 quarters, and I am trying to rub your face in it." Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, if I'm Mike McCarthy, if I see him outside of this building, I'm throwing a shot.
If you do something like that, then damn it, you better go all the way.
Well,
yeah, he did.
There was a game.
Did not go all the
there
way.
was a game. I think it was Sunday. Some team was leading. I can't remember. I don't remember who it was, but whoever was ahead. The other team was like so far behind, it was over with, and the team from behind kept calling timeout. They're not going to catch up.
Right? That's annoying. Like,
right?
What are you doing?
And the quarterback said, "Well, screw that. I'm throwing for the end zone."
There you go.
Right? And that's what they did. Mm-hmm. I'm not apologizing for it. Right? They shouldn't have called timeout. I've seen that happen.
Like multiple scores?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen that happen.
Okay.
It's like I remember I went to a freezing cold Missouri-Kansas State game, right? It was at Missouri, and it's freezing. And they're beating Kansas State. I don't know. I've gone to so many over the years. And they're beating them by 3 touchdowns, right? And Kansas State's calling timeout and throwing for the end zone every play, right? And I'm saying, well, screw it, blitz. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to blitz. Yeah. I don't know if they could hear me from the stands.
They probably.
I was trying to help.
Well, look, this is in this game. We haven't brought this guy up. This being the last show before the game. Ivory LT. Then I stole that from Newy Scruggs. He called Aiden Hutchinson Ivory LT.
I like it.
Ivory LT. It's hilarious, but. That defense, some of those, even though they lost their defensive coordinator, they still have some of the same characteristics. But I find it very interesting, some of the things that they're going through in their secondary. Although they're stout up front, they have a ton of injuries that they're having to deal with. As a matter of fact, I believe it was Terrion Arnold who just got relegated to IR yesterday. That was some of the news that came through.
Shoulder, yeah.
Was it shoulder?
Hadn't practiced.
And also they're dealing Kirby Joseph, who's also their free safety. He's dealing with something as well. So they are beat up on the back half of their defense. Now, I don't know, Mickey, I'm sure you heard George Pickens yesterday, and George Pickens was just talking about teams that play man versus teams that play zone and all of those things. Yeah. And I won't call it arrogance. He was just stating the facts of it don't matter what they play. They haven't been able to stop it. And I was like,
they've seen it all.
oh, joy.
They've seen it all. They've seen it all. I mean, could you imagine being out there, these two alpha males?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they've thrown everything at them. And, I know you guys probably talked about it yesterday, but if they thought that the matchup with those our wide receivers and their DBs was going to be formidable, it was not.
No.
We ate.
Yeah.
We ate well. And to me, they were talking about how good McDuffie is or whatever.
McDuffie.
We ate.
Yeah, McDuffie was trying to go. He was trying to leave early.
Well, that's what happens when you have 3 or 4 PIs.
Yeah.
And I've come up with a new stat that they need to keep. Somebody's keeping it, but you don't see it, right? How many times the defense gets called for pass interference, right? The Cowboys' 2 wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Now, I've heard that somebody came up with something that they lead the league in pass interference.
Yeah.
And so I decided, though, you should get credit for when they call pass interference and you catch the ball. You should get extra, like another 5 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, okay.
I caught it.
No, that's
all right.
too much.
Doesn't matter.
That's too much.
I want 5 more yards.
That's too
right?
much.
You know he's not going to agree with
That's
that.
too much.
Because you know darn well Pickens has caught a bunch of passes, right, that they're PIs.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, we're declining that.
I hate to say this to you, Mickey. It's called Pro Football Focus.
Oh, is it?
they keep up with that.
I'm not believing it, but I'm just throwing it out there. Somebody said.
but in this situation, you have an offense right now that even going up against a physical defense, that their style or their mantra is, we're gonna play in the phone booth. We don't mind playing man to man. They're not gonna switch up who they are. That's their scheme. But how do they take the field and say we're gonna stop George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb from going nuclear on us?
The only way you can stop him is stop Dak.
And the only way you can stop Dak is to keep him off the field.
Right.
So offensively, they're like us. They are like us. That's just the way it is. They're strong where we're strong in every position. And I would even look at the coaches as well. 2 very good coaches that know their team very well and is close to their team. You know, Campbell, he was doing that last year, 2 years before that, pouring his heart out, being emotional in front of his team, not being afraid to show how vulnerable he is as a coach. And here they are. They trust him. And it's the same with Shadi.
I know we got to go to break here, right? But I want to throw this out. It's in the Lions' weekly release. And I was trying to look out where they rank, like points per game, total offense, passing, whatever, right? And they compared it to the Cowboys, but I wasn't looking at that. Points per game, they're tied for 3rd, right? Guess who's 2nd? The Cowboys.
Yeah.
All right? Total offense, they're 3rd. Guess who's 1st? The Cowboys. They are 4th in rushing offense. I'll give them this one. The Cowboys are 13th. Passing offense, they're 7th. Cowboys are number 1. So I was looking there thinking, oh, this offense, right? And the 2 running backs, you got to deal with them.
Yeah.
I get it. But the Cowboys are right up there, 3rd down offense percentage. They're 19th. The Cowboys are 5th. Now, where they're tops big time is giveaways. They've only had 8. They're ranked 8. Mm-hmm. They're ranked 2nd. They only given up 8.
Okay.
The Cowboys are 18th. They've had 15 giveaways.
Yes.
Have we?
But when you look at, well, think about some of those fumbles that cost them touchdowns.
But think about how we overcame those.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
No, you're right.
Them.
Yeah.
I did not know it was 15. I think that's why the number seems big because of the success that we've had.
Right. That's like 1.5 a game almost.
Mm-hmm. But let's take our last break, guys. But when we come back, we got to do our picks to click. Bill's already sent his in, and he went out on a limb again with his pick.
But we don't get the narrative, though. We don't get the story.
We don't. Bill, I know you're watching. You got to send the narrative in. How'd you come up with that? And we'll be right back here on Mick Shots.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation, Tom Gibson has been named your 2025 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan for his dedication to the team and spicing up the game. Vote for Tom to be named the ultimate NFL Fan of the Year at NFL.com/Fan of the Year.
This is Mick Shots, and this is the last segment before the game on Thursday. There will not be any podcasts on DallasCowboys.com tomorrow. That's right, Chris? Before I be premature on that. You guys are traveling. Mick, it must be true. Mick is out of here. What time does the plane leave, Mick?
I think a little bit before 2 o'clock.
For 2 o'clock, so everybody's on the plane. I feel like, guys, that this game is going to come down to a head-scratching decision. That's Dan Campbell. He makes some decisions that just, why? You know, like they were fourth downs, things like that.
4th and 10.
He is a gambling, you know what? He'll do it.
He shows his players that he believes in.
I thought gambling in the NFL was not allowed.
Well, yeah, it's not, but risk taker.
He shows his players that he believes in them no matter what the situation.
They have gone for it on 4th down 25. They're only 13 of 25.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's batting 50%, right?
I mean, so I just feel like in this game, he's not going to change his spots all of a sudden. It's not going to.
He's going to be even more stubborn. Come on, you know, you can.
Prime time.
You know Campbell. You can look at Campbell and tell he's not backing down from anything.
But you know what it's causing? The opponents have gone for it on 4th down 13 for 23. 23 times.
Mm-hmm.
He's provoking them.
That's what he's doing. And my hope is that he does not provoke in this situation, unless the situation calls for it. Down on the goal line, you know how I feel about that. But I just think you have two coaches that have shown how much they believe in their team and their willingness to go forward on 4th down. A lot was made of Schottenheimer's decision against Philadelphia when he went forward, midfield, basically first drive of the game. And a lot of people didn't agree with that. But either way, this is going to be one of those kinds of games. Anything that we didn't cover, Mickey, that you got in the book of balling over there that you want to get into?
Well, we haven't mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs' name, have we?
We have not.
Or David Montgomery.
We have not.
I don't want to bring him up.
We should.
I don't want to wake.
We should.
That's this.
That's thunder and lightning right there.
Run defense over the 3-game winning streak. It's giving up right at 60. I think I figured out 68 rushing yards a game, which is a hell of a lot less than what they had been giving up previously. Now, can they keep it up against this offense?
This offense.
Right.
Because the thing is, it's not just the yardage. It's the momentum of a game.
Yeah.
Gibbs can change the entire momentum of a game. He can make things happen just by demoralizing you with the way he runs and how quickly it happens. It's almost like, you're sitting up here about to fight a guy, and y'all are face to face, and all of a sudden he just slapped the hell out of you. You was like, whoa.
What an analogy.
Where'd
that lick come from?
You're taken aback.
Yeah.
And that's how fast he is. You can be taken aback by how quickly and suddenly they can score. That's why you have to trust everybody on the field to be where they're supposed to be. We should be done with these mixed, blown assignments. If everyone is where they're supposed to be, you minimize. You don't eliminate.
Yep.
You minimize what the damage they can do to you.
And it's not just yards. They got a neat stat in here. They have each rushed for more than over 23, 24, 25 combined, right? They've each rushed for more than 30 touchdowns.
Wow.
Gibbs has 36 in 3 years, and Montgomery has 31.
That's a ton of production. That's a
not
ton
just yards. They're getting in the end zone.
Yeah, and then the other thing about Gibbs that really scares me is him catching the ball out of the backfield also. And I think and I've said it in this game, and Bill took my guy, Overshown, because I feel like he is the key. Because you've talked about this linebacker play for a long time and him mirroring the running back. You have to see it and shoot. You can't wait on this guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, because by the time you wait, he's already gone.
Yeah,
and he hits the line of scrimmage already with a full head of steam.
Yes.
And Montgomery is the complete opposite, being that when it comes down to 3rd and 2, anything short, I mean, he's built like a bowling ball.
Man to bring him.
Yeah, it is hard.
It is hard for one man to bring him.
And that is the thing about them, the combination of them two. And as everybody talks about the running back by committee, if I'm going to have a running back by committee, that's what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
Just like those guys.
Gibbs already got 1,000 yards rushing.
Oh, yeah.
How come we're not hearing about that? Because if it was
I knew.
Barkley or
I knew. When I saw him score, what was that, 2 weeks ago, and just took off, stiff arm and people on the way. He wasn't just untouched. He was touched by 3 or 4 or 5 guys, and he still came out of it and still had enough to go to the house. So,
Mick, we talked about it. You brought us all down. We were having a really good show. And thank you.
But I thought that we were a little bit remiss.
Fine. So we bought him
for my revamped defense.
something else to put on your mind as we go into tomorrow and Thursday. But we're going to start with you, Everson. Come on now. Tell us about your picks.
I want some soup.
All right.
Quick, so I want some soup. All right. 33-30. Cowboys. Aubrey's going to win it for us. That's it.
Butter. You're going to, all right, go on butter. I am going to go in I'm saying this is a 24-27 game.
That low?
That low, 24-27. And I am going to go with Ferg, Kittle, Kelsey. I think you're going to be concentrating on those wide receivers, and your tight end is going to have opportunity to bust this game open. So I'm going with Ferguson.
The Cowboys score is not first, I take.
No, don't worry about that.
Yeah, he said 24-27.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
This is Cowboys win.
All right, I got Cowboys 35-31, and I am going to take Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams.
By the way, I was at an event in Fort Worth last night, and everyone loves Turpin.
Yes.
Everyone loves Turpin. And, boy, all we could do was just brag on his butt all night long last night.
Well, and this will make you guys laugh. This is for you. Our mailbag question for today was, Turpin seems to be involved in the offense so much it's taken away from his special teams returns. Do you think he should be concentrating on special teams? My answer was absolutely not.
Man,
I want the ball in his hands as much as I can.
The boulevard, man. When he catches that ball, it's 20 yards right there. Everybody, whoa, what just happened?
Well, how about the fumble recovery?
Yes, huge.
Huh?
Clutch.
Hey, that just offsets. It just offsets because he made one, he got one.
Right.
Nate in Frisco is always said, hey, it's going to be about a matter of time. You put him at running back, somebody going to show him. It's coming.
Now,
Wait, let's put Bills.
What was Bills?
Bills 30-27, agent 0. That's what Bill has.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Cowboy Nation, we'll be back for Friday, Victory Friday,
Yes, sir.
here on Mick Shots.
Oh, Cowboys.
Cowboy Nation, I hope your team wins.
Yes, sir.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?